Very warm welcome to everyone and all for this online program. So today I'm going to talk about disease diagnosis method. Last online program, I delivered various aspects of the fish immunology portion for especially fish immune system and what are the cell types and important in aquaculture and as well as fishery field. So that way today I'm going to talk about, so what are the disease diagnosis method is there. So all of you know very well about that, various kind of techniques and diagnosis tools also is there. In this point of view, I will share my work to everyone and all. So if you have any doubts or any queries, please come forward and interact with me diagnosis method for especially in fish immunology. In case of fishes, first you are going to diagnose the disease. So this is very challenging one. In case of human being, so if you have any cold or fever, so basically you are going to identify based on your activities, maybe a running nose, you have a running nose, or light increasing of the temperature or your body temperature. Maybe you can feel very tiredness. So these are the small symptom for maybe some cautions of the you are going to have the disease. It's a preventive symptom. Just you find out the symptom, after that you are going to diagnosis 100%. So this fever or cold due to environmental factors or within your having any problem of your system, first you diagnosis, after that you are going to have the treatment. So in case of fishes, that is in similar manner, so you can have any idea for especially fish culture, fish management and fishery sectors, for especially fish farmers, you know that identify the diseases in simple manner. So that way this online program, maybe it is helpful for all of them, not only for the fishery sector. It may be a research scholar and students, those who are in the aquaculture and the fishery area of the studies. So you can identify that diagnosis methods for especially fish disease. So that way, you know the diagnosis test, detection of pathogens. First, you are going to see the screening of health individuals and presumed health individuals and diagnostic test, and where it is there. Maybe that pathogens infected in fish, maybe it's clinically or subclinically, or maybe it is in the environment. First, you can identify that detection of pathogens, and you are going to use the tools, that means diagnostic test. So that way the screening is very important. Then diagnostic test also is important. And the most important that where it is infected fish, or maybe it is clinically, or maybe it is in the environment. So these are the main factors we are going to detect the pathogen in case of in fishes, fish culture, or maybe in sim culture, or maybe in aquaculture or fishery management. So that way, these three important criteria, you are going to identify the pathogens. The detection of pathogen is how? That is one of the big question. So where it is there, where it is originated for the diseases, maybe in the media, maybe it is in the water media, maybe it is in the herborial mode of life or terrestrial mode of life in case of in terrestrial animal, especially in fishery sector, in aquatic mode of life animals, they are have much more pathogens going to affect this sample. Due to so many reasons is there. Already I pointed out, lot of factor is there. We're going to detect the pathogens. How we are going to happen? What are the methods we are going to identify the diseases? So simply morphologically you are going to identify the sample, infected sample. That sample means fish, host. So whether you are going to see the animal based on the coloration, so based on the movement, based on the behavior, because you should identify that. So this sample should be have some diseases. It's not 100%. Morphologically, you can able to identify it is have some diseases, but you should not tell about 100% this is causing some particular agent. That means bacteria or virus or parasitic or another some elemental diseases, protozoans diseases. So that way the detection of pathogen is how? In scientific manner, you know very well about that morphologically and traditional methods and even culture and histological method is there. You should identify the pathogens in this aspect. Not only that, we are going to identify in immunological methods also, it's a key role for you should identify the detection of the pathogens. An advanced technique, you are going to identify that in molecular methods also, molecular tools. In case of, we are going to use the ELISA techniques, PCR techniques, and immunohistochemical techniques. So these are the molecular techniques you are going to identify the diseases in 100% that sample is affected or not. So in case of morphologically, so you should identify the pathogens in simple manner due to fishes having any infection in the tails or body for especially muscle regions, external part of the muscle region and operculum regions and anal and caudal fins, small rashes and itches. You should identify whether it is having some pathogens, maybe it's bacteria or parasites. So that way, so these are the morphologically you should identify the sample it is affected or not. And another tools, you are going to identify the pathogen through the histological techniques. So all of you know very well about that. Histological is one of the best basic tool should be identify the sample it is infected or not. So that way, if you have any histology techniques in our lab or in our research institute or in our research center or your have any kind of lab, you should have the histology techniques based on the cryostats or microtomes. So these are the instrument. You should identify the pathogen, whether it is infected or not. So it will be take some time, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, more than that. You should identify the sample it is affected for bacteria or virus or parasitic mode of life based on your sample. And immunological techniques and immunological tools, you should identify the pathogens by your blood sample. Your means your fish sample, fish blood. To take minimum quantity of sample from infected fish, just you can load the sample in a test tube, and then you can add the antigens, antibody, then you can identify positive and negative results. That means the immunological tools, very good sensitive methods, sensitive assay, that means ELISA reader or ELISA techniques. That ELISA techniques, you need not to collect the sample from more than 1 ml, 2 ml and other that's only some micron level. 2 micron, 3 micron, millimicron is enough. So that sample is enough. You are going to load the sample. You should identify the sample is infected for bacteria or virus or some other diseases. So in aquaculture, for especially in fish farmers, so everybody better you can have some lab within in the pond culture region. So that is good way. You should identify the pathogen for within the one area, within your sample region, within your pond region. You can avoid the spreading of the disease all over the pond within your area. So that is one of the good method. You should identify the diseases. And PCR techniques, all of them you know very well about that. Is one of the modern techniques and recent techniques. You should identify the, so your sample is affected by virus, for especially for the very dangerous virus in case of what is that VHSS, in case of shrimp WSSE. You should identify that 100% is affected or not based on this techniques, PCR techniques. So that is these are the tools you should detect of the pathogens using this kind of the techniques. You see the slides. The first slide is a microbial culture. We are going to have the culture and identify the pathogen, whether it is a positive bacteria or negative bacteria is infected in the sample, whether it is causing more virulent one for Euromonas and Hydrophila and others some Vibrio. So these are the bacteria is very harmful bacteria for the sample. So that way you can easily identify, avoid the sample and remove that kind of sample from the pond. And some STEM or electron microscopic study, you can identify the exact size of the virus, particular virus is infected. So that is one of the tools, and the histology tools also is already I mentioned that. And molecular methods, you are going to identify the proteins. So you should identify the markers, then you have the find out the particular sample is affected from the microbes. So these are the techniques. So you should have the idea about the what kind of pathogen is affected in the sample. This is one of the tool you should identify that pathogens. And what are the challenges already I told him what is that? The identification of disease and the diagnosis of the disease is very challenging one. It is not easy. For example, you know very well about the COVID-19. So nowadays, how we are going to identify the COVID-19? The government of India and government of Tamil Nadu, they are informed the asymptomatic patients also is there. What is the meaning of that? You already know that. Without any evidences, that means there is no any fever or cold. You can have this simple, normal life. But that kind of the sample maybe have the COVID-19 possibilities there without any symptom. In same manner, in case of fishes also is there. Based on the activities, based on the movement, you cannot identify that kind of the fish is vigorously is acting, but in case of internally, they have some problems. So that way, the diagnosing of diseases very challenging ones. So what are the challenging means? Its accuracy is very important. And specificity is very also simple. Accuracy. You should affect the sample in bacteria or virus or whether it is any protozoans. You should identify the 100%. It's a challenging one. When it is possible, we are going to use the techniques, recent techniques, for example, PCR and ELISA and some immunohistochemical techniques and immunopathology techniques, then only you are going to give the accuracy. But it is not come out within the half an hour or 1 hour or 2 hours, 3 months. It will be take some more time, 1 week or 2 weeks, more than 1 month also. So based on these activities, it's very challenging for the scientist. Specificities, that also is very important. Sensitivity, speed. So within the, for example, if any some culture pond maybe in the freshwater pond, so this disease within the second is spreading all over the area of the pond. So immediately you are going to recover that. Immediately you are going to find out that you can, as soon as possible, you are going to collect the sample and throw out. You can introduce the new water and what are the possibilities method. This is the challenging. Speedily you can identify the diseases. Is very challenging one. It is not easy. So that way, these tools, everything is there, but the challenging also is very important role for we should, as soon as early we are going to identify the diseases. So that way, technical complexity, cost wise, that also is very important. In case of vaccine, you could not easily have the vaccine based on the cost. Maybe 5,000, sometimes 6,000. Sometimes it is not available in India. Maybe it's some rotavirus and WSSV virus and other thing can be able to have the vaccine from the outside of the countries. Some of them is in India. Some of the state is having that vaccine. But that vaccine is right now it is able to cure that particular WSSV virus or some other rotavirus and other viruses. Maybe it is big question mark. It's a challenging one. Cost wise, not only that is availability also and robust, that's healthy and affordable. So these are the challenging in fish aquaculture field. Is very, very important. It is not easy to diagnose for the diseases. It's very challenging one. And it is requirements also is to differ lab versus to field. That's why I'm telling you, it is not easy. If you have the sample, infected sample in the field, immediately you can carry the sample from the lab and lab to field. So this is a very challenging one for especially in virus infected fish. It's very, very challenging one. Within the duration, within the short time, within the hours, within the minutes, we are going to clear the sample. So otherwise, you should be face the mortalities. 100% mortality, it will be happen sometime. So that way, the diagnosing pathogen is very challenging one nowadays. So my dear friends, so these are the some challenging idea about how we are going to diagnose the diseases. For some novel techniques also is there for within the potential use of the aquaculture. Immunoassays. Already I told him that what is the immunoassay means? Enzyme linked immunosorbent assays. That means ELISA also is there. Some immunoblotting techniques also is there. Immunohistochemical methods also is there. So these are the very good novel techniques we are going to identify the pathogens in easy manner, and as well as in quickly we are going to detect the pathogens. And molecular test, that means it is a PCR, polymerase chain reactions, and RT-PCR. So you can use these techniques. You should identify the 100% disease. It is sample is affected or not. And other techniques also is there. So what is that? Immunochromatography techniques and lateral flow device. This already know that. It is usually friendly format. Whether you can load the sample, that means in the rapid kit, sensitivity PCR test. Just you load the sample in the column, control, that is C means control and T tested. Immediately within the second, whether that reaction is positive or negative, based on the positive or negative, you are going to identify the sample, it is infected or not. It is very specific and it is very sensitive for immunochromatography. You are going to use these techniques. And long-term stabilities and wide ranges of temperatures and relatively inexpensive to make. So you should use these techniques. It's quickly you can detect the diagnosis disease. So you can follow this kind of techniques is available for especially in aquatic aquaculture and fishery field. Whether if farmers, you should connect with the lab. You don't worry about the mortality of the samples. So these are the very important aspect. Those were involved in the fish culture and shrimp culture farmers. In other techniques means MALDI-TOF is one of the very important tools. You can identify its proteins. What type of protein is that? You can going to have this development of the vaccine. You can use the protein. You should identify the particular protein, then can easily identify the infected sample. And next, we are going to need the culture, and after that, rapid and low cost analysis and database for aquaculture. That means data sequences. So these are the other techniques. You should identify the detect the diseases. Okay. So not only for the novel techniques, other techniques recently. So all labs having MALDI-TOF. In our institute, we are having also for the MALDI-TOF instrument. You should identify the sample. So that sample, what type of protein is there? So this is one of the best method. You can identify the protein. So where sample is infected or not, you should easily can find out the diseases. So that way, in DNA and RNA and DNA sequences also you're going to help the genetically your sample is detected. And next you are going to see the vaccine. It's another one important thing. You are going to detect the pathogens and how you are going to have the vaccine. It's controlled significant diseases and it is save cost and reduce concern over reduces levels and environmental impact, reduce the need of antibiotics and chemicals, and reduce problem with antibiotic resistance. My dear friends, already I told him online classes, the past online classes, the vaccine is very important role for you can save your sample, whether it is fresh water or in the marine water sample, or especially in sea bass and mullet species. So these are the culture fish. You can able to see the vaccine is very important for. You can detect the pathogens. You can use this vaccine for. Simply you can avoid this. The fish vaccine increase in commercially available vaccines, but there are still diseases where no vaccine is available. And some existing vaccines do not perform well. So this is a very, very important one. In case of human being also, the COVID-19, the SARS virus already vaccine is there. The same SARS protein, the vaccine cannot treat to the COVID-19. Because of this protein is particularly cure the particular disease only. It's not for all diseases. The COVID-19 means still the scientists are going to try to develop good vaccine, 100% vaccine. So if we have expecting 100% vaccine, what will happen in the scientific scenario? It will take more time. Testing is very important. Diagnosis is very important. Once you have the vaccine, you prepared, you developed the vaccine. So that vaccine, first you are going to test it in the animal, tested in the human being also. Then only you are going to have the 100% vaccine, whether that vaccine is working in good condition or not. Simply you are going to see that. If maybe it is caused any side effect or not. First you then should identify that, then only you can make it the vaccine to introduce all the sample. In case of fishes, so already some vaccine is there. That same vaccine, if the extinct vaccine do not perform well, sometime it will be not working. So these are the problem present in aquaculture field. So that's why, so better you are going to maintain the sample properly in good manner. You should be maintained pond very neatly, and you should maintain everyday monitoring every day. You can avoid the overfeed. So these are the techniques, these are the methods you can avoid the sample to cause any diseases from the microbes and other cases. You know that this is a simple way. What is the type of the vaccine? Inactivated wound cell are going to prepare the vaccine. Adjuvant, that means it's a booster dose vaccine. Subunits, so this sometimes you are going to use the particular portion, you are going to have the develop the vaccine. And recombinant methods. So you can inject the another sample, another animal, that sample can inject the next animal, you combine together. That means it's a gene cloning. The combination of the two cells and combine together, you have the develop the vaccine. So DNA vaccine. So that recombinant vaccine, you are going to have the develop the more immune responses and enhance the immune responses in the system. So that type the recombinant types of vaccines also is there. And live antidote also is there. Live sample, live bacteria or live virus, we are going to inject the sample. That also there have the vaccine development type. Next, peptide synthetic. Artificially, you are going to develop the vaccine using the peptides. And last, finally, DNA vaccines. So these are the, it's very good that we are going to develop the vaccine and based on the your cost wise. So these are, you can be expensive one, DNA vaccines. It's very expensive one, cost wise. So it will take more time. So these are the types of the vaccine. So first you detect the pathogens, and after that you are going to follow this vaccine and other things. In conclusion and challenges, what is that? Today the online classes, just you can identify the diagnosis methods only. You don't bother about it other things. How you are going to identify the sample? How you are going to identify the diseases? What are the method is there? What are the tools are available? You are going to detect the pathogens. So that way, it's a potential for development or novel rapid diagnosis test for lab and field use. Many methods of vaccine development, but very difficult for parasitic diseases. It's very challenging one. Parasitic diseases, there is no any vaccine from that samples. So you should identify that whether it is the bacterial diseases, you should identify that. You cannot develop any vaccine. It's very difficult for the parasitic diseases. Still challenges. Understanding for mucosal immunities also. You know, some mucus is a very good immune response as well as it is the first line of the defense mechanism of the system. In case of catfishes and eel, so these are the having for more number of mucus secretion in the external body surface. So that species sample still cannot understand properly it is having any kind of cure the diseases or not. The route from research and commercialization can be long and expensive. So my dear friends, this is a very challenging one. Commercializations, you know very well about that in for aquaculture and fishery. Once you can have the any kind of drug or development of the vaccine, it is very challenging nowadays. You can face the problem, it is very expensive one. Once you develop the vaccine, and how do you can distribute that? That is another one more. And once you distributed the vaccine or we distributed the drugs in the pond, but only the minimize the farmers only you can have the vaccines cost wise. But the government of India and government of agency, they are giving a lot of money for the subsidy for having some vaccines and other things. But this is, it is a very challenging one. My dear friends, I thanks for this opportunity for our Dean Director, and particularly I thank our Dean Director and Professor and senior faculty members and my dear friends. So today is a Vijayadashami and Ayudha Puja. As a teacher, so I have some knowledge. So that knowledge I share with you happily. Take care of your health. See you next class or next online programs. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all. So if you have any doubt, please you call me, you chat me. So I will try to answer for your questions. Thank you. Thank you very much.